Welcome one, welcome all. Have you ever wondered what Grand Theft Auto would look like as a 16-bit game? Well, you wonderful, wonderful people, I'm here to show you just that with Shakedown or YE. On a side note, 16-bit's actually the only format Grand Theft Auto was never in. We got 8-bit versions of GTA 1 and 2 on the Game Boy Color, we got 32-bit with the GBA exclusive Grand Theft Auto Advance, but never 16-bit. But anyway, back to this 2019 gem. It's available on pretty much most consoles now, and being that it was brought out in 2019, it's got this beautiful pixel art style but modern gameplay, so you do get the best of both worlds. The game takes place, for the majority at least, on a representation of one of the Hawaiian Islands. I've got no idea if it's a true representation or not. I suspect probably not, but that doesn't matter, does it? You play as an ageing businessman, a CEO, formerly top of the pyramid, but as time has slipped past, you've not kept up to date. You own things like VHS rental stores and taxi firms in a world of online streaming and Uber, or rideshare apps. They don't specifically name Uber, obviously. All of this has added up to you on the verge of bankruptcy. And that just can't stand, can it? So there's only one thing to do. Jump into your car, have some fun in this wonderful sandbox playground, and use every dirty trick possible to get back to the top. You've got some advisors there to help tell you what the problems are and when, and you do seem to get quite a few tips off sitting watching the television in shorts about what's going on and what businesses you could perhaps acquire, and general ideas to make money and get yourself back to being numero uno. There's also a subplot where you get to play as the son, an aspiring DJ who decides to prove himself. He'll join a gang, because that will prove he's double hard and help make him successful. And the leader of the gang gets him running around doing all sorts of crazy errands, but generally gets solved by bashing somebody in or destroying property or vehicles, as well as helping dear old dad out with some advice on how things are done in the more modern age. Throughout the game, you'll notice there's a good level of deliciously dark humour, as well as some zany antics, which again lends itself to the GTA style of gameplay and plotline. It's all really good fun, and you don't want to miss a second of it, honestly. The missions with Scooter, or DJ Jokic as he likes to be called, are just a riot from start to finish. They're just a pure laugh. You also get to play as somebody only known as the Consultants. These are the missions that take place off the Hawaiian Islands and generally involve taking out drug cartels, because you, and only you, can be in charge of what comes into the islands, and you don't need the competition. Fortunately, the Consultant only knows how to solve problems with guns, which is perfect. These are some of the most action-orientated parts of the entire game, although it is pretty much action non-stop throughout. Absolutely love these missions. You'll find yourself wanting to go back and try and 100% them and make sure you get every single possible baddie, or goodie and a Yuda baddie, I'm not quite sure with this one. Either way, love this part of the missions. It's always a blast to play as the Consultant. As you would expect and hope for with any open world game, there's plenty going on in the way of side stories. You can't just use the world to go from A to B, of course. And that can range from destroying delivery trucks, because when you own shops, you don't need next day delivery online shopping, do you? As well as possessing cars. There's also quite a few mini games. There's one good bit where you can go to sort of a virtual reality arcade, and it's, well, just an excuse to go around in virtual reality, destroying and blowing up lots and lots of things. Always fun. But of course, it's not just about saving your empire. You want to expand it, get it back to its former glory, take over the island. And there are a variety of ways to do this. Begin a startup, legitimately buy a business, or, as the name suggests, shake down existing businesses to force them to sell if they weren't completely convinced that's what they wanted to do in the first place. And while you're there, make sure you get a decent price as well. And of course, don't forget the standard protection racket, because what sort of gangster wouldn't do that? There are actually over 200 buildings you can enter, and a lot of the environment is destructible as well, so there's plenty to keep you entertained there. The more you own, the more money you make. The more money you make, the more you can buy. The ultimate goal of the game is simple, apart from completing all the mission objectives of course: take over and own everything on the island possible. There are a variety of ways to do this, as I've already touched on, more than I can mention now, and I don't want to spoil the game for you anyway, just give you an idea of it. For example, you see here that I'm on an early mission where you have to go and compete in a television show, but to do so you need a new look, so you can customise your character, clothing, haircuts, etc, etc. This is actually a fully packed game, and although it's got the 16-bit style, it's got modern mechanics, it's got modern gameplay, and it's got a lot more available to it than you'd have in a traditional 16-bit game. This game can be a little bit pricey physically, but the good news is it's regularly on sale on the eShops. I think I paid £2 or £3 for it for myself on the Switch, which for the hours and hours of fun it's given me was an absolute bargain. And I have replayed it twice, and I was capturing footage here, and that's probably going to lead me to a third playthrough. It's a riot from start to finish. If you're a fan of GTA or open world games in general, or action games, or just games with a nice dark sense of humour, this is the one for you. Honestly, I cannot praise it enough. I don't know why nobody thought to bring this format to 16-bit pixel art sooner, but I'm delighted they did. However, if you do want a GTA-style open-world game like this, with a more modern look, then why not click on the video you should be seeing now a link for my review of American Fugitive, because that's very, very good too. Like and subscribe if you so wish, it is appreciated if you do, and I'll see you very, very soon. Ta-da for now.